trade house, beginning of near it, so.
Where we have to tie on is underneath the floor, right, where all their high-lows and everything run every day, and we have to shut them down for about 3 days.
They wouldn't like that.
And we don't think we have enough water anyway.
The building is looking really good out there.
Yeah, that's the
I
key.
had a great job driving down there and looked in the parking lot and the landscaping
Excellent.
and what have you. Really did a nice job.
I think the key thing here is that they need the additional flow
Yeah.
that point service will not provide. Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Nixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes.
Mrs. Conlon?
Yes.
Mr. Hall? Yes. Item J. Excuse me. On a motion to accept resignation of Mrs. Danielle Phillips from the library board and thanking her for her years of service.
Second,
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
I would like to thank Mrs. Phillips for all of the hard work she's put in. The library board has had a lot of extra meetings and special meetings and long meetings. I've attended quite a few of the meetings. And I am grateful that she has stepped up to take that amount of time out of her life to make that happen so that the library can move forward.
I also had talked to Mrs. Phillips, and she has got a job promotion. So she'll be on the road a lot, and she felt she could not be here at some of the meetings, but she felt that she should. So that's one of the other reasons. Hearing no other discussion? Ms. Conlon?
Yes.
Ms. Powell?
Yes.
Ms. Nixon?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Hall votes yes, motion carries. I have a motion here, item K, motion to appoint Mrs. Louise King to the library board. And this is a mayoral appointment, and if there's any dissent, I would just ask on a motion that you allow me to appoint her.
So moved?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. King is in the audience this evening. She has been very active in the library for many years, and also very supportive of the library and all the above. And she has sent a letter stating that she would like to fill out the rest of the term of Mrs. Phillips.
Mr. Mayor, may I say something?
You may.
I would just like to say I'm so excited to see that Mrs. King has agreed to do this. I have known her for quite some time about friends of the library and book club and volunteering at the library, and the library is very lucky to get her on the board, and she is a very dedicated person to community service and to the commitment of our library, and I think it's amazing, and I think Mr. Mayor should swear her in before she can run away. Speaking of swearing.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Nixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes.
Ms. Hall votes yes. I authorize you to be appointed, then.
Thank you.
Mrs. Clark, will you duly note that to your board president that Mrs. Clark will be seated in Mrs. Conley's, or Mrs. Phillips' seat? We're allowed her vacancy. Thank you, and thank you for serving. Now we have a housekeeping issue. We have a change to our minutes of one of our prior meetings. This is a motion to clarify the minutes of the May 12, 2016, item 8G. The minutes reflect a motion to rename the Cedar Springs Public Library to the Cedar Springs Community Library, as requested by the CDBG. On watching the videos and discussing, it is apparent that the City Council was discussing the renaming of the new library building and not the library organization or the operating board. So the motion would clarify the May 12th minutes to reflect that the renaming applies to the building and not the organization.
He moved our second.
Okay. Any discussion on that? The minutes were taken down inadvertently and they were put in as the organization, not the building. And now we're clarifying it to be the building only. Clear as mud, right?
Not like the cat theaters, CPA around it.
Correct. Any other discussion? Last one. Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Nixon.
Yes.
Mrs. Powell.
Yes.
Ms. Conley.
Yes.
Mr. Powell votes yes, motion carries. At this stage of the meeting, item 9, communications. Mr. Womack.
I'm not aware of any.
Thank you. Moving on to item 10, departmental reports. Manager Womack, would you continue?
I don't have a whole lot to report, other than I'd like to thank a bunch of people. Both my mother-in-law and the Red Panel Board of Directors sent me flowers, and I thank them for that. Miss Rose Powell sent me a gift bag full of stuff that is all red.
Oh, that's a point of clarity on that. Thank you for the phone call, well, we should have went to Mrs. Powell.
Sure.
No problem.
The Lions Club has invited me to their joint picnic with the Rotarians, which I guess will give me an opportunity to pick out which organization I will join.
Great food.
I'd like to thank Miss Nancy Thunfeld, who gave me her dip recipe from the election night. I'd like to thank the young ladies who I found working in the garden that's out in front of Sue's Country Kitchen. They were doing a great job, and it's a lovely garden. All of our consultants who tolerated my questions over the last 2 weeks. City managers of Sparta and Greenville who have taken me under their wing. And all the citizens who have stopped by to say hi and thanks and give me some advice. Thank you.
Thank you. All your work doing well. Item D, Department of Public Works report. Mr. LaRoche.
I have nothing other than thank you for the truck.
Sorry, I didn't turn.
Make sure the spark plugs are in there good.
Yeah, I had a truck, but I sold it. Police Department, the Sheriff's report. Officer Kelly.
Other than what's in there, we have Deputy McCutcheon starts not this coming Monday, but the following. You'll see him around town and he'll be in the schools full time. Included the interactive report. You can take a look at the hot spots you see.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And then we have our Iron Man Fire Chief, Mr. Craig. So good
You
to
have
see
the
you.
summary of my report. If there's any questions, I'd be willing to answer them. If not, I'm good. I'm not in my road to recovery, feeling better every day.
That was going to be my one question. How are you feeling?
Better. Didn't realize I was quite that close to blowing up.
You look like $1 million.
Yeah, you look good. Moving on.
Never seen $1 million, I don't know what to do.
I've seen pictures.
Our new city clerk, income. Thank you, Mr. President.
I just wanted to say that the election seemed to go very smoothly, and while the Board of Canvassers hasn't certified the election yet, I do hear that they're done with their investigations, and I think we made it out okay.
Great. Thank you. Yes, that was. Good job. I see in the paper tonight Nelson had a little trip up.
Yeah.
But I knew you were on the job and that wouldn't happen. Moving on, the finance director, she is not here this evening. Any questions about the finances other than Mr. Clark's question on how much money we have left on the farmer's home money? And then item G, code enforcement, it's in our report. Building inspector, and boards and commissions, Downtown Development Authority meeting, the planning commission meeting of that. And now at this time in the evening, we have council comments. Mr. Clark.
Before I go to my comments, Mr. Mayor,
Too late.
for a little clarification, I know it is. It's only not even 8 o'clock.
I know, we're cooking.
Item A on this discussion items, the planning commission's recommendation on the acquisition of the 8 acres.
Yes.
When we were discussing that, did we actually pass that resolution?
I don't think
Did
we
we
did.
intend to?
No.
Next month.
No, they presented it last month.
We talked about it last month.
Correct. That was in my
Absolutely.
We
comments.
did talk about it last month.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Can we go back?
We kind of.
Okay, I was going to address this on my comment. On the discussion item, we had discussed it last month. We don't have a motion or a resolution in place.
I can make a motion.
Make a motion that we go back to make a motion?
As silly as it sounds, that would probably be the correct course of action.
Yes, what we would have to do, and Mr. Hopkins has suggested he would make it, that we would make a motion to go back and amend the agenda
Correct.
to include a motion to the perspective of accepting the 8 acres from the community building development team.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to add action item M as a, yes?
Mr. Hopkins is making
Oh,
that one, but you
You're
can
gonna
tell
make
him.
it? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make that motion she just said.
Okay. Madam
Action
Clerk?
item M to have a resolution to acquire the 8 acres of land from the CBDT. Resolution 2016-26.
I second somebody.
Well, this
Okay.
is the amending
No.
of the.
Let's get it. Are you okay with, did you get that?
Who seconded?
Mrs. Nixon.
I second it. I don't know who made it. Good luck with that.
Okay.
Perry made the I said the language. Perry made the
Okay.
motion.
Now,
And then Nixon second.
correct. Now, we would need a motion to amend, which I'll vote for first. And then I'll take another motion on the floor to accept
Right.
8 acres.
Actually,
So currently, we have a motion on the floor to amend the agenda to allow us to take a motion to accept the 8 acres. Everybody understand that?
And this will be item M under the action item.
Correct. Any other discussion?
I believe at this point in the meeting, this has to be a unanimous vote.
Correct. Ms. Powell?
Yes.
Mrs. Nixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Conlon?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Hall? Motion carries to amend the agenda to allow a motion to accept the 8 acres. Now, I would accept the motion to accept the 8 acres from the community building development team at this time.
So,
Mrs. Clerk, do you have that motion?
yes.
Okay, could you read that to us, please?
A motion to acquire the 8 acres of land from the CDBG under Resolution 2016-26.
Good.
Okay, everybody okay with that?
I have one question, Mr. Mayor. Do we need any of,
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
do we need the parcel numbers? I mean, in the past, when we accepted land, we needed parcel numbers.
That would be appropriate. Mr. Maybe has them.
dropped that off today.
Yeah, he did. I just don't have it currently. in
So
front of me.
the parcel numbers as presented to the city manager by the CBDT? Everybody feel okay with that? You don't need to tell me, as presented to the city manager by the CBDT?
Are you okay with that?
Does that work?
Um,
I'm looking at the city
Yeah,
manager.
that would be fine if we state the acreage. That way, if the parcel's equal to the acreage, it should be the
8
appropriate.
acres?
It's 8 acres.
Is it 8 acres exactly?
Well, the parcel numbers have been presented to the manager, so we will use those to identify the parcel. How's
Okay.
that? Is that,
I think it's 157, 160, 162, 180, and 158. I'm pretty sure on that.
If you allow, Mr. Mayor, I will retrieve the
that's right,
numbers.
let's get your cookie
So
here.
that would be more accurate to have parcel.
I'm
Yeah.
the problem maker, I know it.
No, we'll just clarify it. It's better to do it now than try to fix it
Well,
later.
in 3 years down the road, when all of a sudden, are you sure that was allowed?
Right?
Right, well, we'll take a brief and then probably to simplify things, we'll probably have everybody withdraw a motion and make a motion to include the parcel numbers. How would you like that done?
Or we could just amend the motion to add them.
Like, whatever you want.
Make it easy for you. Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. Dale.
Yeah.
Okay.
As presented to me by Mr. Mavey, parcel 129 West Cherry, parcel 180 5th Street, parcel 158 Pine Street, parcel 160 2nd Street, parcel 162 2nd Street, and parcel 157 North Main.
Okay,
So the maker of the motion could amend to add those?
correct.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to amend my motion to include
Those parcel
those
numbers?
parcel numbers that you just
Address.
got.
Ms. Witt, do you have that? We'll wait a minute for you, so take your time. Okay, the motion's been amended to include property addresses of the 8 acres that we're
Person
getting.
seconded,
I-
we need to approve.
I second the,
Okay, you approve that? Okay, been moved and seconded that we acquire the 8 acres from the Community Building Development Community Building Development Team, 129 Cherry, 180 Fifth Street, 150 Pine Street, 162nd, and 162 North Second,
and 157.
and 157 North Main. As the clerk has it. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Powell,
Yes.
Ms. Nixon,
Yes.
Ms. Conley,
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mr. Hall, motion carries. Now, any other business is brought before this board? Before I go to council comments. Mr. Clark, we've started with you.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to thank Manager Womack for getting my speaker back to me so I can actually use it. It's so short, it's over right at the corner, so thank you, sir.
We can hear you now, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. So this is a good thing in my mind. I looked under there several times trying to figure out where to get my line out. There wasn't any. So this is it. You have to do quite a bit of unhooking and rerouting, yes.
I drilled an additional hole as well.
Well done. Thank you.
Anything important?
To me, that's important. Okay. All right. I always had trouble. I thought it was up there. Anyway. So today I attended a meeting at it's Hubble. Yeah, I'm not going to think engineering HRC. Roth and Clark in Grand Rapids. They are one of the companies working with the CBT, and they are also now doing the grant. This is a TAP grant, I understand. And that stands for Transportation Alternative Plan. The money comes from the Natural Resources Trust Fund. And I know that the manager is already engaged in this somewhat. I kind of just fell into it through my work with the Capital Campaign Committee, the CBT, representing us here. So now, what we were talking about with the bridges, now the bridges, those two at least, are also a part of this grant. So, how all that works out with potential $375,000 from the grant and the patronicity possibility of $100,000, I don't know how all of that blends together at this point.
That's a GoFundMe?
Yes.
It's not a GoFundMe, but it's like a GoFundMe?
It's like that, yes. So, anyway, that's something that probably will be coming back to us on occasion for actions and approvals and comments, because the grant requires that from the city in order to actually be accepted, as an official.
Our movement tonight to accept that property,
That's the first step.
start that grant.
That's right. And that is the boardwalk then from Main Street to Fifth Street. That's where it's going.
Right.
550 feet. Second.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Ms. Powell.
I'm glad to see the benches out. People are really enjoying them. That was a great progress for our downtown walkability community. I managed to get down to the staging area. I don't know if CBT was able to check out the relay run called Thread. Apparently, it's been going on for 6 years. They were so impressed that we had empty trash, we had a real bathroom, we had toilet paper, and I know. It's important. It was important, and they really appreciated it, and they said this was the first time anybody from the city of Cedar Springs ever came down and greeted them, and they were all having a great time. So maybe next year we can go a little crazy and do something a little even better, or some kind of fundraiser. Yeah, they were very impressed.
Yeah, that's great.
That's wonderful.
I'll notify so early, and we can probably maybe, you can be on that chairman of that committee. Yes.
I know I had to say, but I want to piggyback on what you said. When I was at HRC today, John Ensley, who was one of their engineers, local guy, he said he was at that event. Yeah. And when he told the grant writer about that event, he said, well, can you get testimonials? Can you get organizations, running clubs, biking clubs, anybody that can write a good word about our trail, our connection, our community? That all adds to our ability to get points on these grants.
The festival is part of that trail for the 5K.
So, yeah, just put the word out,
So,
anybody put a good word.
If you know an organization, a group, even individuals, it does help with the grant writer, her ability to get points for us.
Great, good news, information.
I would just like to say it's such an exciting time to live in Cedar Springs.
Mm-hmm.
All of these amazing businesses, and now I think, am I allowed to talk about, it's exciting that we have a possibility coffee coming?
I don't know, you just did.
I just did.
I was so glad to hear that. I thought we
Still in the
lost it.
planning
It's
stage.
still in the planning stages, but there will be caffeine for those of us who coffee is like our religion. So I'm very, very excited about that. I'm excited about the summer reading program and seeing Dog Park out there with these hundreds and hundreds of people. And my 9-year-old who did not leave a bouncing house to save his life. And he's sad that he didn't earn a blender, but that's okay, that's okay. And the library footings are going in. The Red Flannel Festival is right around the corner, which is ridiculously exciting. And meanwhile, everybody at our city just keeps making the water turn on, and fire trucks show up, and police department keeps us safe, and our DPW keeps mowing the grass and taking out the trash, and I'm just really exceedingly grateful to be in this place, in this community, with these people. So, and welcome, Mr. Womack. It's a wonderful ride. I
Happy to
hope
be
you
here.
enjoy it.
Thank you. Ms. Hoffman.
Well, I would personally like to thank everybody that is involved with all these new exciting things that are happening in town. Especially got happy to see young faces that are partaking and making a difference in other people's life besides just their own. You know, working on the fundraiser for the Bryson family, you know, they're raising $50,000 a month for the medical treatments that their son is taking. There's a lot of people in the community that are doing multiple different style fundraisers, from pop can drives to different percentages of their dress sales and stuff like that to help out this family in the community. And so we have a very generous community. Most people, they don't necessarily have money to donate, they do donate their time. And that's what makes a good small community, is people that, if you ain't got money, you at least got time that you can put out. And so between that and people that do have money that they can share, it makes an awesome community. And speaking of awesome community, that Goonies in the Park this weekend, tomorrow night. Free movie in the park.
Free movie in the park.
Cornhole.
Okay.
If anybody don't know what cornhole is, it's like horseshoes, but it's like a box of bean bags, or corn bags, I guess. And then, well, if you can't wait until Big B comes, we do have caffeine down along Main Street, several different places. There's an awesome tea shop downstairs that sells it.
Okay.
Good to know.
This is next then.
Okay, well, a couple different things. First of all, the Percent meteor shower is set to peak tonight.
Yes.
Between 10 and midnight, it's going to be up to 100 meteors an hour. look west. It's going to be,
Trying to get the meeting done.
I know, so I'll get on with it. Also, my sincerest apologies, but due to my school schedule, I will not be able to attend September or October's meeting. It just became non-negotiable, but hopefully I will remember that soon. Also, just something to put under your caps, something to marinate on. I wonder if we should amend Policy 12 to exempt community events. They're generally good for our community. They're not very controversial. I feel like the spirit of the policy is good, but maybe we overreached a little bit there. That is all. I tried to be
Duly
fast.
noted, thank you. Oh, me. I'd like to thank the Skyhawk Club for being here this evening. Thank you very much. You guys are very welcome in the community. You do a lot. We do see that, and we do appreciate it. Also, Community Development Team, I'd like to thank you for everything and all that you do for this community. You know, and teamwork. There's a lot of teams here in town. We're all moving in a good direction. The library is coming out of the ground. Mr. Galloway, our latest Eagle Scout, he's our person that put together our pavilion at Moreland Park, which is very much appreciated and used quite heavily during the summer reading program. I'd like to thank everybody here for all their effort and due diligence. It's a great community. Our staff is what makes it that way. So thank you, one and all the city staff. It's good for your election. That went very well. We thank you, and most of all, Mr. Womack. We're so glad to have you here. Would you like to say anything?
I keep saying it, but I am happy to be here.
We are more than happy to have you here. So, having said that, any other business to be brought before this board? Hearing none, stand adjourned. 8.
Oh, nice. Well done.